This is part 2, and this is me actually trying out the Litheli Easysurge lawnmower for the very first time. We have not mowed our yard at all this year, 2025. Our riding lawnmower died up on the mountain, and we cannot get it down. It's really far away. And our Greenworks battery-powered lawnmower stopped working over the winter, and it just won't start. So we decided to buy a new one. So this is me just playing with the controls for the first time. And it's got a cool little handle to it. It's more like a race car. And it's got a knob to manage the height. And it's got a knob to manage how fast it's going to go when you're using the self-propelled feature. So this first little bit is just me playing around with the settings and figuring out what I like, what fits my body type, and the speed I can go. As you can see, my yard is very overgrown. Like, we live out in the woods, so those are mimosa trees that are invasive, and they've just kind of taken over. And at some point, I'm going to tackle those with the lawnmower. But yeah, my health hasn't been the greatest, and doing this stuff with inferior machines is just not possible because I don't have the body strength to like hold a weed whacker because they're so heavy for me. So this lawnmower, I've got high expectations that it'll hold me, and it's the reason I picked it. So right here, it's not too bad. Like, the grass level's not too bad. And I'm just kind of playing with the settings, trying to figure out how to make it go and turn on the blades and such. And you have to hold down the button that turns on the blades and then clamp the front handles shut, and that's what makes the cutter mower go on. And then you push the buttons on the top of the handle, and that's what starts the self-propelled feature. So this is the point where I finally get it to work and I understand how it works. And you can see that the grass level is pretty high. And I think I've got the mower on its highest setting so that it's like the tallest above the ground. Because I know that, we're going to go into some overgrown grass up ahead. So I have to be really careful here because there's kind of a ditch. We had flooding over the winter and it washed away our road. And so to handle this, I know that I need to tilt the mower a little bit back on its back tires so that the front tires are off of the ground because the grass is so high. I know that it'll like just kill the motor. So if you tilt it backwards and just kind of slowly like put it back on its front legs as it cuts the tall grass, then it works better that way. So this is me going into the really, really tall grass for the first time. It's up to my waist in this area, and it seems to be handling it really well. Like, I figured I would kill the motor at some point, but it did really well, and I didn't kill the motor, and it's on its highest setting. And I'm practicing the tilting it backwards method, and then pushing it forwards as it cuts the grass. And it's cutting the tall grass really well. It's doing a lot better than Greenworks ever did. I'm sorry if I'm moving the camera around. I'm just really short, and the holder I've got doesn't always show really well because of my height. I spent a lot of time researching, looking for something that would be easier on my body, because I've got so many health problems, mobility problems, and being outdoors is really hard some days. I needed something self-propelled, lightweight, battery-powered, so I wouldn't be yanking cords or dealing with fumes. So the Litheli it was rated and reviewed to be easier to handle and good for like elderly people who were struggling to mow their yards. So that's why I picked it. And it seems to be really like handling like my overgrown yard really well. I've got a lot of really challenging areas I'm going to test it on because we have not mowed at all, and it's so overgrown because we've had so much rain here in Virginia. And you can see it's handling things pretty well. I have to be careful in this area because we have a sinkhole and I can't see it. There's a few sinkholes, and I have to be really cautious. But yeah, it seems to be cutting it really well. And it's not dying out too often. I did kill the motor a few times, but it's kind of hard not to do that in this really tough grass. And we've got ditches and sinkholes, and yeah, my terrain is very, very challenging. But yeah, it did a good first cut. Like if I lower the level and mow it again, then it'll get it even shorter. But on its high setting, it did a really good job. This is me taking the Litheli Easysurge down a more trim area. It's not too high on this path because we walk it a lot, and I guess we've kept the grass low where we walk this path quite a bit. So I put the level, I think I put it to a 1 right here to try to see what the lower settings are, if I did it correctly. And I had the speed at 1.9 for the self-propelled feature, and it's 1.9 seems to be the speed that I like. It's slow enough that I don't get worn out keeping up with it. And right here it's a little bit challenging because you can see on the right there's like a ditch right there. And I gotta be careful because it's back wheel propelled. And if I get that back wheel into that ditch, then it won't propel anymore. Alright, here I'm going into the high weeds. And I think I probably put it on a little faster to kind of tackle that. You gotta use a lot more speed when you're going into higher vegetation to tackle.